All right, just going live now. I've had really bad reception. We were getting some tornado warnings coming through. As you can see on here, that was coming right below, coming up around 95 by Roanoke Rapids. That's kind of where I am now. So I'm going to do a little driving around here. I'm going to be watching the weather on this phone. That's what we have right now. That's the active. And we're right there in Roanoke Rapids, so everything's kind of going up along this way. So we're going to follow along, see what we get. I'm going to start the truck. It's noisy, and I'm soaked. Yeah, it's been crazy. A lot of flooding. I was hydroplaning a little bit, so I was concerned about that. So I'm going to go to a spot where I can hear. You hear this thing makes a lot of noise. I'm going to get to a large parking lot, at least I can see. It's kind of gray. The clouds are very low to the ground, so it's kind of hard to see what's really going on. Nasty weather. So I didn't head down very far out of town, obviously. I was waiting for deliveries to come in, and I got shirts delivered, and then people were calling me. They're at the museum. I'm going to stay here and do what I got to do. Plus, I was waiting for the weather to roll in, and it started to. Unfortunately, my delivery got wet, too, which is one of the things I had to pick up. So I hate the way they send stuff out in cardboard boxes and don't wrap anything in plastic. So. But I got it in time, thank goodness. I apologize for this truck being so noisy. I'll try to talk loud enough. But you can see the kind of conditions out here. It's not as heavy as it was before. It was really torrential. I didn't even want to stop and try to get the signal back working. I just gave up. Once I got into town here, I stopped. At least up here by Walmart, there's a large parking lot. Get myself out in the middle of the parking lot here somewhere. I can see. What the heck we're going to see? We'll see what we can see out here. I'm checking the radar again. So I'm out chasing weather. I'm in Roanoke Rapids. Like I told you guys earlier, I was planning on heading south, and I just didn't get the chance to do it. I was waiting for deliveries to come in, and my deliveries would have been sitting outside. I had a box of 100 shirts came in and some other stuff, and they were just gotten soaked. They got a little wet as it was, but nothing too bad. But so I had to wait for that. When the process of waiting for that, I was getting phone calls. Some people showed up at the museum. Not a lot of business, but something. So since I was there, I said, what the heck? So it turns out the tornadoes actually, the tornado warnings, nothing touched down, were actually more in our area than I was surprised as far as thinking it was going to be more down south. Now I am seeing some polygons. I'll turn it around here again. You can see down here, and that's in Georgia, which I'm not going that far down. So, but there was stuff coming up here on the North Carolina and South Carolina border, basically by south of the border. But we actually had the better stuff, the better polygons. I go back to the photo, you can see here, and and this was coming right up towards along 95 here. And then it dissipated and then reshaped again. I apologize, I didn't get a photo of that. But that's what I'm chasing, and there's more coming through. I'm going to check the radar here, see what else is behind this now. Yeah, back in here it looks kind of crazy. Let me see if I can get in there for you. That's down in Georgia. I'll see if I can turn it that way. You can see there's a lot of polygons, a lot of really dark red there. So that's got potential, and that will be working its way. I'll put it on motion. You can see it's working its way up towards us. So I don't know directly, but I'm going to say maybe a little bit farther west than us, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, things can change. And I'm still checking. See what's down in here. Yeah, it's pretty crazy there. That could come right up towards us. Anyway, we'll watch. Look at my crazy hair here. The little bit I've got. So basically, this is what I'm doing. Chasing some weather today. Not being very adventurous, but at least I did my job. I did run the museum too. I did get the deliveries in. Hung up a bunch of shirts, and I still got to do a little bit of chasing. So I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit and see what blows in. So at least from here, in the parking lot's big enough and fairly empty, so we can see what's going on. What the heck's going on here? Here we go. You guys can stare into a lovely parking lot. Across the way there is Arby's and Great Clips and Subway. Not Subway. What is that? That's Jersey Mike's. Behind me is Walmart and all the other stuff here. Do a little cruising so I can get a little better view here. I'll see how it goes tomorrow. Maybe I'll get on the road tomorrow. That's what my plan was today, to chase weather and get on the road. I would love, if I can, to head north instead of going south like I usually do. But the weather always tends to come up from the southwest. So I know you guys are gonna yell at me for driving through the parking lot, cross the lines. I'm just trying to stay up here where it's open. It looks dark up in this area here. You guys can look up that area there. That's about the darkest spot I'm seeing, looking through the clouds and everything else. Let's see what's going on here. You're right. There's some heavy stuff too now down by New Bern, heading up towards through. Looks like it's gonna be hitting Kitty Hawk. I think the worst of it that came through here now is dissipated, except for there's heavy rain right now. Although the Emporia is getting some, nothing heavy, just heavy rain there. Pretty much same stuff we're getting, maybe a little bit worse. I think the stuff that blew through here is heading that way. I'm just looking to see if anything's gonna reform. Yeah, the worst of it's down by Wilmington, Clinton. We got some really good looking stuff here, and this is in North Carolina down by Sanford, ready to roll into Sanford there. You guys can see that. but that's coming my way. So this thing in gear. Yeah, I'm not getting anything crazy on the way of wind or anything right now. It was picking up before when I was driving here, but I had no service, so I couldn't go live. It just kept on pooping out on me. So this is where we are right now. We're in Roanoke Rapids. See the little blue dot there. And we just had polygons, right? Tornado warned coming through, but they've since dissipated. Give you guys the exciting look out the window here into a lovely parking lot. So we've had some people coming through the museum, since I don't just obviously I rarely chase weather, I don't get out much, but on the paranormal and some mother-daughter, actually they're from Roanoke Rapids, and talking about this place they used to live, which is crazy haunted, and that's up in Virginia. They gave you the address. I'm not going to put it out there because it's private property. I'm not even sure if I'll be allowed to access it. We'll see. If so, then we'll get in there. But they claim it was insane stuff when they lived there. That's what they literally moved because of the activity in the house. So. Yeah, I'm just watching the clouds now rolling through. Got multiple layers going different directions, so but I'm not seeing anything looking like any kind of rotation. But it's so gray and overcast, and the cloud cover is so low. It's really hard to see anything any distance off. All right, chasing weather, Roanoke Rapids. We had some polygons through. Tornado warned in the area, but it's since dissipated. So I worked my way up to the Walmart parking lot, so at least I had a view of things I could see around. So now I'm just waiting to see if it's gonna pick up again. That's it for the time being. If it looks dead, I'll do is I'll log off and log back on if something happens. I don't want to have the world's most boring live feed here. Back out to the main road. Lots of people drive with no lights on. Yeah, it's looking lighter now. It's getting a little brighter. Clouds are thinning out here. I think this band now is walked through. Unfortunately, if you guys are talking to me, I don't have chat set up on this phone here. I'd have to look at the other one, see what I get. The issue when you do this by yourself, you don't have a laptop set up. I don't have any of that fancy gear, having the Starlink on top of the vehicle or any of that stuff. Parking lot over here just to watch things for a little bit. Be out of everyone's way. At least you get a pretty good view here. You can see some of the clouds up in front of us there. Now, if anyone is watching here, I'm just letting you know we're just chasing weather. This is the kind of stuff we're chasing through here. I'm in Roanoke Rapids right now. I didn't get as far out as I wanted to. I don't know if the same people are on. I can't tell. I was going to get on the road and head southwest and basically try to catch this storm coming in, but it came right up to us. And actually, we had the polygon came through here. We were tornado warned. I'll show you the image I got. You can see here that was the image we got coming right up towards us. You can see the polygon there and the warning. Nothing happened, nothing touched down, but it was a little bit of excitement. So I worked my way over here, but by the time I got here, it already dissipated. So I'm just waiting to see what else rolls through. We've got quite a few hours of more stuff coming, but it's bands that are coming through. Right now, the worst of it seems to be down below us here. You can see there's some stuff down at the shore, but if you look down here, more towards, looks like get a radar in the area. Here you go. You can see all that. That's down in Georgia. But that will work its way up this direction, so I don't know if it's going to be right towards us or it's going to be, you know, farther east or west, but we'll find out. I'll be tracking it. So that's about it. Now it's kind of a waiting game. I don't want to be chasing. I'm not going to run down to Georgia just to turn around and follow it back up. I'm going to basically let it come up to me. I think this kind of worked out. Rocky Mount below us. Rocky Mount's probably about 25 miles south of us. And we've had 2 tornadoes there in the last few years. I mean, so it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of funny how this area now along the I-95 route is becoming more of a hotbed for this sort of activity. Things are changing. But just move it around so you guys can see that just staring at me. I'm just trying to get a better position for some of these clouds. Just cruising around in a parking lot. Okay, you can see some of the stuff there. The stuff that came in heavy over us before now is up over Virginia. Unfortunately, by the time I got here, like nothing happened anyway, but I was trying to get up here and it just, I couldn't get service, I couldn't go live. And I just wanted to beeline up here and get here as soon as I could. For a minute. Yeah, my plan is to try to get on the road again tomorrow. I'm going to see what the weather is. I don't know if it's going to be weather based or it's going to be more just, you know, getting out there and shooting some other YouTube videos for There's a lot of sawdust in that truck. Just doing investigations and just, other things that we follow on our channel. Bigfoot, paranormal, things of that sort. But it'd be a good time to hit the road. We actually had a little bit of traffic in the museum, not much today, and I was going to close, but I was waiting for some deliveries to come in. I didn't want them to get wet with this torrential rain, so I had to wait until the stuff came. And stuff was U.S. mail, and other stuff was UPS. So of course, it took all day to pick up everything. And I had a box of shirts came in. The box did get wet, so thank God I got it when it did. At least they're in stock now. Just trying to keep the things afloat. That's kind of it. That's where I'm at now, just kind of hanging out and waiting. Yeah, it's very, very low cloud cover. Was that just a flash? You might have saw some lightning. Check the radar again, make sure I'm not missing nothing. But 7 o'clock here, so yeah, we just get another polygon. Just go now. I'm watching the wrong area. I'm watching the wrong area. Yeah, we're looking pretty clear right now. That's what we got coming around us right now. You see all the worst of it's over by the shore here. So it's already kind of past us. We do have some more stuff back this way coming in. That's going to be at least an hour and a half before that comes in this way. We'll see if it dissipates or keeps on rolling. All right, so guys, I'm going to log off for a while because I don't want to bore you to tears just sitting here staring at rain. And I'll log back on later and see what we pick up. Once they get off, I can look at comments too. All right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys a little bit. I will log back on a little bit. I'm just trying to wait for the weather. The weather that did come through has dissipated. We still got rain and some wind and stuff, but no severe weather at this point. So what's coming through here is going to take a while to come up towards us, and then there's more stuff behind that. But it's going to be a while. It just makes sense to me to go down chasing that here when I can be. It's going to come to me anyway. And I like about this area up here by 95, it's open, we can see things. If we do get a funnel, there's a good chance of us getting it. Although once it gets dark, that's pointless too. So, all right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it.